Hi everyone, welcome again. Today we're going to be unboxing the KelTec PMR30. Now, quick disclaimer, I have actually owned this for over 2 years. I just have a lot of the basic components that come with it still and the original case, which actually is one of my favorite pistol cases that I've ever received. I think it's really cool how they branded it on the front side, but regardless, so I've had this for the past 2 years. I have had to send it back for one repair. There was an issue where my firing pin did shatter, and for some reason the barrel, something had happened to the barrel, so I had to ship it back. Luckily, I had purchased it from Academy Sports. They picked it up and sent it back free of charge, and then I got it back within 2 weeks, repaired. That had occurred about a year and a half ago. I haven't had a single issue since. Yeah, so we'll go through it. I'll let you guys know everything I think about it, and let's just get started. So, sorry, that was just a little round. So, opening it up, I'm doing this upside down just by the way, you'll get your manual right here. Very nice. It's got pictures in it for all you guys can't read. You got your little safe lock, wire lock, or whatever. It does come with 2 magazines. I have a total of 4 of these styled magazines. They are interchangeable with the PMR30. I've actually labeled them, this one in particular, PMR30, because it came with a PMR. I have 2 of these. Both of them still continue to function. You get these replacement optics, fiber optics for your front sight post. You can either go with red or white. I've just stayed with the original green and orange in the rear, but it's pretty nice that they allow you to switch them out, and there's a little tool that helps you pop out the old ones or pop them in. So those are your high-vis backups, iron sights that you could replace. And then your trigger lock, which comes with the gun. So now let's do a safety check. If you guys are wondering what this is a little adapter for an omnivore holster, which allows you to insert any railed handgun into the holster, which is actually really handy because I have several railed handguns and I don't want to have to buy more and more and more holsters. You know, it's really nice to just have one. So that's called the Black Hawk Omnivore, and I'll be making a video on that separately later on. So here we go. Here's the firearm. Magazine has been removed. It is important to note that you can fire this gun without the magazine, and you are not able to engage the safety when it is not in battery. So we'll just prove it clear. No bullet in the chamber. Lock back. Nothing. Clear. Good. So there you go. That's it right there. We can now engage the safety. If you guys are not familiar with the KelTec PMR30, it gets its name from Pistol Magnum rimfire. It's a rimfire handgun. It carries 30 rounds in this magazine, fits right in here into this nice pistol grip. Here we'll just insert the magazine. No bullets inside the magazine. We'll just slide it in there. There we go. And it has a European heeled style release right here, and it pops out. It's really handy, and we'll show you guys that here in a second. So the bullet is right here. It's a 22 Winchester Magnum rimfire. Maybe we can, there we go, to focus a little bit better. It's significantly larger than a 22 long rifle cartridge, and it fires, this one right here in particular is a 30 grain bullet, fires at around, I think it was like 2,000 feet per second, they say. I think this is a Hornady VMAX with a polymer tip. It's a 30 grain projectile. KelTec does recommend that you use 40 grain projectiles through this firearm to make it cycle well enough. It does not cycle well with low weight bullets. Mine in particular does just fine with these 30 grains, but my PMR30, the carbine version of this firearm, does not do very well with 30 grain. I have to use 40 grain. So I'm actually in the process of burning through all my 30 grain ammo so that I could just transition completely to 40 grain so that, I mean, this firearm will work with 40 grain. And that way I just don't have to be, you know, cognizant of which grain of bullet I'm using for either firearm. This firearm is notoriously known for a very light trigger, very light, very easy trigger. Let's just cycle this one more time. We'll get the bullet out of the frame so you guys aren't panicking. So bring that down, very easy, very light slide, and then we'll pull the trigger. Very, very simple and easy. The frame is designed out of Zytel, which is like a glass filled polymer, very rigid, very strong, and then it's got a aluminum slide with a back capped Zytel rear sight. So actually, if you remove those 4 pins right there, those 4 screws, you are actually able to access the firing pin and replace it, or you can actually insert a optic rail right here so you can put on red dots. They do recommend that you use a certain weight of a red dot. They do not recommend you use heavy weights because of the way that the firearm fires. If it's too heavy, it won't cycle all the way. It won't be able to pick up the next bullet, and then you have a malfunctioning firearm. So I've actually never attached a red dot onto my PMR30, nor do I ever intend to. And there you go. Another disclaimer is that these guns are notorious for firing, loading failures. So what we have with these magazines, where did I put that stupid magazine? Whatever. Oh, it's in the gun. You have to load these firearms in a very specific fashion. If you don't, you're going to be prone to some serious loading malfunctions, feeding malfunctions. What ends up happening is you get rim lock back here, where your bullets are not properly aligning for when they get picked up by the bolt or the slide. And then they get caught on each other, and then you get a malfunction, and you have to fiddle around with the magazines. Once you figure out how to load these magazines properly, it really never happens anymore. You just have to be very cognizant of how you load these magazines. But as of right now, I'm not experiencing any issues with it, and I'm really, really happy with this firearm. So there you go. That's been the KelTec PMR30. CMR30 video coming up soon. I'm receiving some accessories for that, and then I'll be making those videos. So there you go. KelTec PMR30. Jesus Christ. KelTec PMR30. Comment, rate, subscribe, and much more to come in the future. I hope you've enjoyed. Bye.